remember in that article, or one of the articles that I wrote, I said, please, I said, do not forget what we did with the Vietnam vets. You forgot about them. You criticized them. And when we came back, there were those who spit on them, who said things about them that were totally false. I said, you're really supportive of what we're trying to do right now in Iraq? And I said, that's great, as it should be. But don't make the same mistake again. Don't do that. Now, I'm sure there were some people who weren't real happy with me writing that article, but doggone it, I didn't want to see people have to do that again. When the only people who are happy to see you come back from the war is your immediate family, that's a problem. Some of you know exactly what that feels like. You are the generation that followed the World War II fathers and mothers. You answered the call. Every single one of you wanted to perform at the same high level and standard as the greatest generation did in World War II. There is not one of us that wanted to go to Vietnam and not do our absolute best. The fact that our government often didn't allow us to do that is another issue altogether, but that does not mean you did not do your job. You did. We were criticized for being ignorant, uneducated, knuckle draggers. Well, Marines are identified that way anyway, but the rest of you, you know what I'm talking about.
Amen.
Semper Fi.
And yet, the statistics say that the Vietnam vets were the highest educated of any war the United States has ever had. So that's the sort of thing that we've had to put up with for many, many years. I think a lot of Americans have become embarrassed and ashamed because of the behavior that they had during that time. And so I think a lot of times you and I will hear people say to us, thank you for your service. And that's great. I like to hear that. That's nice. I don't need it, because I did what I was asked to do. So did you. And there is pride in that. In preparing my talk today, I was reminded of what Thomas Paine wrote in 1776 to encourage our fledgling nation with the daunting task of taking up the impossible challenge of defeating the most powerful military in the world at that time, Great Britain. Thomas Paine's quote was appropriate for them. It was appropriate for you and your service to our country during Vietnam, and it is appropriate still for the challenges this next generation faces. And I want to tell you, I retired out of the military in 2008, and I had a chance to serve with our young people then. Don't feel like we've lost all that we have. These people, we are well served by them. Let me share with you what Thomas Paine wrote, and you will recognize this, I'm sure. These are the times that try men's souls. The summer soldier and the sunshine patriot will, in this crisis, shrink from the service of their country. But he that stands by it now deserves the love and thanks of man and woman. Tyranny, like hell, is not easily conquered. Yet we have this consolation with us, that the harder the conflict, the more glorious the triumph. What we obtain too cheap, we esteem too lightly. It is dearness that gives everything its value. Heaven knows how to put a proper price upon its goods. And it would be strange indeed if so celestial an article as freedom should not be highly rated. You and I are aware of what's happening in our world today, particularly in our country. Our freedoms are threatened. This next generation has got to fight for them. You and I have done our job. That doesn't mean we still can't be involved. We should be. But our freedoms are at stake. We cannot, and dare not allow them to be taken away from us. You, my fellow veterans and Vietnam War veterans, you did your job. You answered the call. And I am proud to be one of you. God bless you.
Thank you.
And God bless America.
Yay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Just before we do the commemorative pin presentation, something that Chaplain Root said sort of struck me, and that was that the war officially ended in 1975. In the time that I've been involved with the VFW and the veteran community, I have personally come to realize that the result of that war has never ended. To this day, we have many Vietnam veterans that are still suffering from PTSD, suffering from their injuries, and having to work their way through the Veterans Administration. So I want to thank two individuals here who were instrumental in bringing us an improved and better clinic that hopefully will open as planned in, I believe, 2024. One is the advocate and a friend, Tino Adami. Thank you, Tino. The other is a friend of veterans and working with Tino and other veteran organizations through a long, hard times and years, Congressman McNerney. Thank you, sir. And thank everyone who's had a hand in bringing that new improved clinic to Stockton. I now would like to invite Commander from Car Ross Post 16, Beneficio Arang, who's going to present some commemorative pins to veterans, and also VFW Honor Guard Chairperson Robert Appler, who will present some on behalf of the VFW. So we have we'll begin with a member from the VFW, Russell Stardivin. Is Russell here? Come out, Russell. Come back on the table over here. There you go. We'll have someone come up from we'd like to have yes, Carlos, how do you pronounce the last name? Carlos Chetibia. Carlos, please come up. One minute. Our next recipient is Max Perez. Is Max here? Our next recipient is Michael T. Greenwell. Correct me again. Greenwald. Thank you. The next recipient is Lewis Barksdale. Receiving that on behalf of Lewis is his daughter, Deanna Boomer. I believe Deanna is a security here for City of Stockton. The next one, I believe he is unable to be here, so we'll keep it for him, and that's for Patrick Chase. Patrick, did you make it by chance? No, he did make it, okay. No. But he informed me today he was going to be getting it about 2 years ago at the wall in June of 2019. So when I spoke to him today, he said, well, you know, my half-brother is on the memorial wall over here. So he would like to have been here, but he wasn't able to make it. Our next recipient is Richard D. Williams. Richard?
Richard can't be here today.
Okay, Richard can't be here today, so receiving it on behalf of Richard is Scout J. Halsey from Carl Ross Post 16. Our last recipient today, and I'm probably going to mess up the name here, but it's Dennis McAuliffe. Dennis? Say it again. McAuliffe.
You did great.
No?
Right.
That concludes the presentation of the commemorative pin. Again, this pin is provided through us as a partnership with the Department of Defense to honor those veterans that served during the Vietnam era or period. Again, which was November 1 of 1955 through May 15th of 1975. We are now going to have the laying of the wreath. That will be done by Commander Joe Foley from Ed Stewart 803 and by Commander Bonifacio Argon from Car Wash Post 16. Gentlemen, please present the wreath. Thank you. We will now have the rifle volley and taps to follow. We will now retire the colors.